The Academy of the Future. Our present times. A Citibank manager gets caught in a fraud net of 300 crores. A medical doctor is held for raping his colleague. A college professor jumps to death. An MBA student hangs himself. Are these one-off incidents, or have they become a regular part of our lives? The question arises, why are professionals doing this? Why are educated people giving in to their base instincts and functioning from their lowest consciousness? Is this what our education and society have created? At best, education today has produced very sophisticated, highly intelligent beings. It has refined our mental capacities, our ability to utilize and work the system, but it has ignored the refinement of character and nature. Therefore, we see the myriad examples of dysfunctionality and hollowness in everyday life. Society today reflects this bankruptcy of the spirit. The near total neglect of fostering the inner being has resulted in the individual and social fiascos that we see every day. It seems imperative that education also starts strengthening the inner being by elevating the consciousness of the individual and society, besides imparting information and skills. An integral, holistic, and complete education is one way to create a saner, nobler, and harmonious society. The aspiration. If I could be the vastness I am not, if I could see what human sight cannot, if I could live each moment like a god and not crawl and succumb to human smallnesses, if I could sit and see with open eyes the quiet, burning core of things, could I not live my life, keeping my eye on infinity? Each of us has an urge to self-exceed. It is only when this inner urge to exceed and to excel is nurtured that the refinement of character and completeness of human personality comes forth naturally and spontaneously, without coercion or moral do's and don'ts or outer facades. We see today that existing educational systems and curricula no longer meet the aspirations of society. Youth today are seeking alternative modes of learning, alternative lifestyles, multifaceted professions, and multidimensional roles. There is an aspiration in youth to shift from the egocentric pursuit of success, career, and money towards vocations that also satisfy the well-being of their higher self and service to society. There is a movement towards nurturing the earth, preserving nature, and understanding that both animate and inanimate have consciousness, are connected, and impact us. The Academy of the Future, a prototype of a new educational system. A time will come when existing political, social, and economic systems will no longer be valid. A time will come when new structures would need to be created that are holistic, global, and interlinked. New findings in the areas of social and scientific research will lead to new possibilities. Experimentation in every field of life would impact education. New structures, a new curriculum, and a new kind of teacher-facilitator would be required. To meet these demands, an academy of the future needs to be created. The academy would be like a modern Gurukul, a place of lifelong learning and education, where the curriculum would equip students for solving real-time problems in society. The academy will have studios and laboratories for research in new fields of knowledge. Programs would include project-based experiential learning and methods of contemplation and meditation. New faculties of reception and perception would be developed to harness the higher faculties of the mind. These would be at the service of finding solutions to the various problems of society, such as poverty, ignorance, corruption, exploitation, conflicts, etc. The boundaries of contemporary disciplines of knowledge, culture, and science would be redefined through a consciousness approach. A small beginning in this direction has been made by the Gnostic Center. By designing and offering innovative courses such as explorations towards a new creation of the self and society. This course invokes the hitherto unused powers in higher education of aspiration, imagination, will, and faith to bring into manifestation something of the future, not as an intellectual thought, but as a living practice impacting one's everyday reality. The modes of society and its transformation are explored through various themes. Examples of other courses are Psychology, a science of consciousness, Integral education, from reflection to action, Sanskrit language and linguistics, an evolutionary perspective on the Vedas, Upanishads and Vedantic metaphysics and psychology, connecting inner power with global change. Such courses transcend time and space, with students from all over the world meeting online and on-site, generating a rich diversity of culture and knowledge. The pedagogy involves the time-tested Vedantic trilogy of Shravana, gathering and reflection, Manana, fixed contemplation, and Nididhyasana, the absorbed dwelling of the mental consciousness on its object. The curriculum is integral, encompassing all the 5 parts of the being: mental, vital, physical, psychic, and spiritual. The aim is to encourage the thirst for the marvelous, while at the same time encouraging the perception of the world as it is. Correct and sincere observation and a most practical and meticulous feeling for exactness in details. The evolutionary continuum. Yoga must be revealed to mankind, because without it, mankind cannot take the next step in human evolution. What is the next step in human evolution? Could the next step be the growth of a new consciousness based on fraternity and oneness, rather than the present consciousness of division, competition, and strife. If one were to read some of our foremost thinkers, starting from Sri Aurobindo, Teilhard de Chardin, Rudolf Steiner, Rabindranath Tagore, Fritjof Capra, Ken Wilber, Peter Senge, the next step of human evolution certainly is one that explores higher and deeper levels of consciousness and faculties and goes beyond the mere intellectual mind. The frontiers of knowledge have changed. New faculties are being developed. New realities need to be created. It is acknowledged that matter is not just energy. It is conscious energy or consciousness. Mind and matter are one. Education needs to equip students to engage with this reality effectively. The prototype of an academy of the future will address this need of an ever unfolding evolutionary continuum.